It's important to listen to your intuition. Bottom line. That's that was the point of my other video. And long story short, I didn't listen to my own intuition. Literally, my intuition was telling me the day's over. You did enough. It's time to go home. But no, I was like, but I might as well get the rest of my videos done for the day, for the week. That way I have something to upload every day of the week. And somehow I lost control of my bike when I was messing around coming back over here. Slid off, messed my bike up. I mean, my bike's fine. I put it back together. But I fell off. Got some new style on my pants. Some holes in my sweats. I mean, I'm fine. I'm fine. Besides that, I don't know if it means I'm breaking into the music industry or something. Broke the treble clef. But I didn't. I should have just went home. And so while now I'm following my intuition and making this video, and it led to this, and oh, it's cool. Everything always works out. Lo and behold, you know, your intuition is like the friend you've always wanted. Your intuition is God, and God can talk to you, and God is always talking to you. Not only through mystics and teachers and people, preachers, but animals, nature. When I'm in tune, I could watch a commercial. Everything will be random, but commercials, it'll be like talking to my subconscious mind. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, man? I feel like I'm on acid or something. What? But they'll just be those synchronicities. The more you get into alignment, the more things just all come together. And then the things you really want come together. And so now is the time to start thinking about what you really want. Because everyone has been second guessing themselves, holding themselves back, accepting a life that they didn't choose because their parents accepted it, put the beliefs upon us. Everyone else in this reality had the same beliefs, so we accepted them, and now we accept this miserable life. Except, no, what? Accepting a miserable life? That's how the world ends. We already talked about this. So, allowing who you really are to come to the surface so that you know what exactly you're here for. And so you can get these messages from the TV, from the radio. You know? You ever think of a song and then you go in a store and it's playing? You think of someone, they call you? That's no coincidence. But the rest of reality works that way. But if you don't know yourself to be the light, and if you don't know your purpose, then how can you truly shine? If you don't know your purpose, how can you truly shine? You can't. And so by truly knowing your purpose and allowing that to guide you in mysterious ways, sometimes you might just disappear, quit a job. I'm not saying to do that. There's been plenty of times I quit jobs and it was a stupid thing to do. I was like, okay, I thought I was going to manifest everything, but it didn't go as planned. So it can be like that, but it's a knowing. It's a knowing, and it's not a sudden, spontaneous shift, although it is, but it's a knowing inside of your soul. It's a calling. It's like, oh, I finally hear Jesus' voice. You know, he's whistling. It's over there. I'm going to go that way. fuck what you guys are saying? You guys look at me like I'm crazy. You guys are crazy. It's been the blind leading the blind out here. The poor leading the poor. And not that everyone's poor either, but poor-minded. Even half of the rich people are poor-minded. And so they're poor in other ways. And meanwhile, the homeless people are rich in other ways. They're rich in the ways that the rich people aren't aware of. And so we all have something that each other needs. But our judgments towards other people have been keeping us from seeing the truth and keeping us from seeing Christ, from hearing the word of God through the angels and the birds in the sky and the radio and the TV and the preacher on the news. To your wife, your kids, through the homeless person, smoking crack, smoking dope. Each one of these people are a peephole for God. And you've been casting sin and doubt and shame upon them. And that has come back manyfold upon you. And so, before you can actually get rich with money, possessions, get all the gold, the booty, you must first become rich, like a chocolate cake. But exactly, rich. That alone, there's different forms of richness of the moment. And this is what I was missing in my other videos. And now I can make a video, and I know it's not meant to work because I'll keep. Where was I going with this? Where was I going with this? Because it's not flowing. I'm not in alignment. I'm not following my intuition. And if I follow my intuition, that leads to the richness of now. The richness of eternity, of this present moment, and everything it has to offer you. All the money, all the fame if you want that, all the followers, all the resources, all the time. If you want automated income, I know a lot of you don't know what that is. To not work for a living and to have other sources of income that eventually just come to you. What? Because you're being yourself. What? Why do you think we all have phones? Why do you think we all have these supercomputers that all have these different capabilities? We can make music. You can express yourself in infinite ways. But only you know what those ways are. And so this is where mushrooms and that category, the cactus and the paper and the tabs and that kind of stuff comes in. But you can also just go out in nature. You can also drink a beer. Some people might smoke weed. Some people might smoke dope. They're all connecting with spirit in different ways. And in reality, it's not what you do so much, but it's how thankful you are. Are you thankful? Are you present with whatever you're doing? Or are you ashamed? And if you're ashamed, it doesn't matter what you're doing, so long as you're not ashamed, as long as you're not weighed down. That's what makes it a sin. Or if you're running from things, if you're running from the present moment in emotion, you drink, of course you're going to get sick. Of course you're going to not wake up for work the next day. So the subtlety of the moment, listening to your higher self, the I am within you, the calling. Because what else are you going to do? You're just going to work your whole life? No, of course not. You know, most of these businesses are owned by one company anyways. They don't want me to tell you that. But you know it's true. Walmart, McDonald's, you know, but it's not anything bad. There's not anything to fear within the government. The government is within you. They've just been controlling the masses long enough for us to wake up and lead each other from within. Because if we're not leading, if you're not on the leading edge of your life, of your purpose, and shining that light, then the darkness is growing. And so, not that there was anything to fear in the outer world. The world is slowly going to shift. And in fact, it's going to quickly shift. In the next couple of years, we're going to be living in a whole new world. And you have to get ready for that. You have to be prepared for that. And that's why I'm making these videos. It's so you're ready when the time comes to make the shift. It's going to be willingly. It's not like the time just stops and the world ends and, oh no, you didn't find your purpose, so now you're screwed. There's plenty of time. But this is kind of a push against a wall. There's pushes from all directions. Saturn, Satan, if you will, helping you grow, helping you evolve. Because, as I said in my video earlier today, there was never a shallow end of reality. We've always been in the deep end. And so, to accept reality, man, just beliefs. Well, you have to question everything, bro. It's fine. That's the old reality. Meanwhile, dude, we're going to be able to regrow limbs. We're going to be able to live thousands of years if you want to. Literally. We're in this age now. We're in this time. The information has always been here. We just haven't been able to, we weren't ready for it yet. We weren't ready to receive it yet. But now you are getting this message because you're ready. And it's a journey, but a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And then from there, it's just about reminding yourself to get back on the path. Oh yeah, duh. And Saturn, Satan will slap you around as you get off the path. Damage you. Oh yeah, thank you. God bless it. God bless you, Saturn. And then everything works out. And then the more, thank you for everything I have. Thank you for the richness I have. Thank you. And then the more you do that with the actions in alignment, you're doing your purpose, you know, that creates heaven on earth, not only for you, but for everyone else. And so by creating heaven on earth for you, that is the most unselfish thing you can do. By loving your life and doing what you love, that is the most unselfish thing you can do, because we are all God, experiencing infinite ways of being. And he, she, it, thee, thy came into you with your desires, with your intentions to be fulfilled. And your desire is God's desire, and that's pure. And the reason why this is so weird, oh my God, what are you talking about? Desire is a good thing? What's good is good, and what's bad is bad. Yes, what feels good is good, and what feels bad is bad. It's that easy. A child knows this. What's wrong with you people? Oh, yeah, you're teaching your children. It should be the other way around, okay? You've been programming your children to be clones. And now the world's the way it is. All the same, all limited. When, you know, we have so much more to learn from children than they do us. I remember when I was 5, all the adults, I always remembered, like, how come I feel like I'm the adult? I always wondered that when I was a kid. And it took me this long. I'll be 30 in November. Technical age, not mine. I'm really like 21 forever. But with a receding hairline. 21. But anyways, we're going off to something else. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe. Yeah, I upload shorts on Instagram and TikTok, but those are just to reel people in. I'm realizing the YouTube long form content is where it's at. And I'm just going to leave you with this. You don't need to try. Trying is what I did for years. You can look at my past videos, my beginning. I mean, some of them are probably gold, but I couldn't recognize before when I was out of alignment. And now I can recognize, at least Saturn will help you realize when you're out of alignment and to get back on track with the sun, with Christ, with the heavenly realm, with the heavenly experience. Because there's a bunch of realities coexisting with this one. But which ones do you want? Which ones do you choose? And you may fall off your bike, may fall down, get scuffed up. But did you lose a finger? No, you're fine. You're gonna heal. And you're smarter and stronger than before. And that's one last thing, and then we're done. Okay, I promise. Kids falling down all the time is what keeps them young, is what keeps them, that's why they don't get hurt so much. And then when you get older, fall down, if you don't move it, you lose it. So stay flexible in all the different ways, all the different possibilities. You start getting age, you don't even have the wealth of your body. Why are you trying to get money? You don't even realize the billions of cells that are collectively bringing your body to life. I am aware of this because I lost a thumb, one little part. Maybe 1 million cells. Bone, ligaments, and stuff, and all my friends. Now I got a little titanium thumb. Not even alive. So, be aware of what you have. That's what we forgot. What's already right in front of our face. So, hope this is useful for you. Say goodnight to the sun. Don't worry, it'll rise again tomorrow. Heaven forbid. Guys get all worried. All right, this is Geronimo signing out.